Hello, everyone. Welcome to my session, Developing Enterprise Solutions with Power Platform at MCT Japan 2025. I'm honored to be here with such an amazing community. Today, we'll explore advanced techniques to build scalable, secure, and impactful enterprise solutions with Power Platform. A special thank you to Ayaka Yamasaki for inviting me. I truly appreciate the opportunity to be part of this incredible event. Let's make the most of our time together and get started. Okay, here today we will share different experience developing enterprise solutions with Power Platform. Some of best practices that we can use or when we develop or start developing solutions with Power Platform, we have different opportunities for improve or show the business value to the organization. My name is Javier Pērez. I'm a fan of all the solutions of business solutions that we can build with the Microsoft apps, including Power Platform, Azure, SharePoint. Here you can connect in LinkedIn. You can send requests or questions, and I'll really appreciate it and share the experience with you. In Power Platform, we have different apps that we use. We can start using this kind of apps like Power BI, Power Apps, Power Automate, Copilot Studio, or Power Pages. But we will start using or building, creating solutions with Power Apps or Power Automate. We start developing these kind of solutions or flows or apps, but sometimes we don't have governance. We don't plan the security, or we need manage different environments. Or when we need to update the apps or the flows in production, it's very difficult. And by default, we have the default environment in Power Platform, and we start developing all the things in that environment. It's not a best practice because we must have the application life management cycle. We need different environments, and we have different solutions under Power Platform, like data connectors, builders, database, Power Effects, and managed environments. The managed environments help us to order or give governance to our solutions in Power Platform. Then we need a strategy or plan. We must plan all the solutions for ways we can grow. We can enhance our security or give governance to organization. Then the first thing we must think when we are starting to build a solution or an app or flows is the budget. Because if we don't have budget, we don't start dreaming without the first item where we must review. Then here we have the key consideration that we must plan. We are planning the solution with our team. We must have the strategy, plan the solution, the governance, deploy the center of excellence, the core is really important because we need to be control over all the objects that we have, not only the apps or the flows, the roles, tables, or another thing that we have on our environment. Then we will have plan the governance of our Power Platform, and the security and compliance is another thing that we must think or take in our special map. We planning the different things that we must take or show to the sponsors or the other members of the team. Here, the licensing and cost management is the reason that I say that you must take the budget. We need to know if we have budget for that. Okay? If we don't have the appropriate or the license that we need, will be very difficult to deploy in production. We can develop and test, but we need to go to production. We need to buy different licenses, subscriptions of Power Platform Premium, Power Ultimate Premium, or Power Apps per Apps plan. If we don't have the budget, it's very difficult for us. Then we need to take it here. Is the number 4 is for me one of the most important things that we must take or in the review when we are planning our solution. The architecture and interaction is another point that this is have a special review, because we need to check what are our data sources that we will use in our solution. Maybe we can use SharePoint list, or we can use SQL Server tables, or we need to use the data that is on premise. Then we will need a data gateway for this. Then when we are planning our solution in Power Apps, we need to take all the pieces together, and then we can continue developing the solution. The data strategy is another part that we must stay in. We must be clearly early on the stage of the planning of the solution, because we need to know where are the sources. If we know custom connector, when we use custom connector, we need the Power Automate Premium per user or Power Apps Premium. Then we must review all the things and then count. And the application life management, application lifecycle management is another feature or another key point that we must take in our plan, because the solutions, when we start using M365, we use the default thing that we have on the environment. That the default environment is an example. Then we must draw our plan, and we must take into account the application lifecycle management. We will use unmanaged solutions, unmanaged environments. In Power Platform, we will have different features that will help us with this, our application life management. And after that, we must start testing, measuring the performance of our applications. And when we have all the things, we say, okay, we are developing the citizen developers. We are training the citizen developers, and the business users are turning into citizen developers. But we must start the user adoption and going to all the things. We are putting the knowledge of the Power Platform on our citizen developers. And it's a continued exercise that we must do, training the citizen developers, review the new features that we have on Power Platform. You must know that all the Power Platform is continue improving. Then we must have training plans and plan the user adoption or organizations. And for the last, the monitoring and supporting. We must set up the analytics that we have on the Power Platform Admin Center. And in the Power Platform Admin Center, you will find different features that we in the demo we will see that. And we must take all the things together and say, okay, now I will start. I have a plan, and we can start developing our solution. Then, one of these features we will find on Power Platform is the unmanaged and the managed solution. The difference here in the unmanaged solution, we can edit all the solution in the environment. What happens when we will start using the default environment? We start with developing unmanaged solutions, or we don't have to use the solutions. We start developing, creating apps or flows, different flows connecting our data, or you have custom connectors or install data gateways, all the things. But when we need to update our flows or our apps in production, where the user are using the solutions, the apps or the flows, when we need to update them, it's very difficult because we are in production. We must wait for the user done, stay using the apps or the flows, and it's really difficult for us when we need to update our flows or Power Apps, the apps and Power Apps. Then we will use the unmanaged solution for development. We'll make all the customization, the changes. We can build and test different components. We will start development in Visual Studio code. By example, we can develop our custom controls. Is all the things that we can do as developers. I love this feature, and all the components can be modified here or deleted in the managed solution. The difference with the managed solution is that it's like a read-only solution that we deploy. We take the managed solution and we deploy the solution and an environment. Then the user can test the solution. You can all the unit tests, or if we find or they find some issue, they can return to the developed environment and make the changes and again deploy to the test environment. Then we can this way we can protect all the components for changes. This after the tests are okay, all the testing is okay. We can deploy an production environment. Then in our application lifecycle management, we have 3 environments: develop environment, testing environment, and production environment. Then we will use a managed solution and managed solution here for different purposes: development and for production. Managed for development and managed for production or the testing environment. Okay. The best practice: development managed, deploy as managed for security and stability is my recommendation, and we will do all the days this way. Okay. We have managed and managed solution. Now we have unmanaged and managed environment. Okay. By default, we have unmanaged environment, but here you can see the features we have in the different type of environment. Governance is a really important feature for us. In the unmanaged environment is manual. And the managed environment is automated and is enforced. This is really important here for us, that the governance is automated and enforced because we need this environment in production. This is a nice feature, maker onboarding. This is a really nice feature because when we have our citizen developers, we can show them the welcome screen when they start using Power Apps. And the unmanaged environment, we do have this feature. And the managed environment, we can customize the welcome screen. We can customize with the background image and the header and the text the welcome message that we have. And the environment routing is another really nice feature because we can say, okay, all the developers we can routing to the development environment. In the unmanaged environment, we don't have this feature. It's optional, and the unmanaged environment is enforced. Then you can see that the benefits of the use managed environment versus unmanaged environment. The usage insights are limited in the unmanaged environment, and the managed environment is a premium feature is enhanced. Then you can see here the managed environment is that we have when we have a M365 subscription, we have a managed environment with a standard, like M365 E3 or another subscription. But when we have a premium subscription here, and we can use the managed environment, it's a different feature when we have standard or premium subscriptions. Then, when we have our unmanaged or managed environment, we will have on the unmanaged environment, we will have some of things. No, we don't have automatic governance features. Makers can create outflows and connectors freely. We need control over that. We recommend here that deploy the center of excellence because in Power Apps and Power Platform, because we need the control of who is creating apps, who is creating flows. The flows have the owners, or the apps have owners. So when the flows are not using anymore, we need to clean the environment. And another important thing here that we must monitoring is the space on Power Platform. Is for another presentation, but we need to review all the time, or monitoring all the time the space that we have consumed in Power Platform, and because we will have to buy new storage or more storage, then we must monitor them carefully. Okay, the data loss prevention policies must be configured manually. This is another. As you see, all the things that we can make on the managed environment we have control or governance on the unmanaged environment. It's just for development, if a developer can want to develop solutions, or if you are testing applications or features, the Power Platform, you can use managed environment. But when we need governance control over all the things that we have on our environment, we must use the managed environment. Here, for example, here we will see the difference of how if we have a managed environment when it's the default. For example, here we have a tenant named WeAre365, and we have the default environment that this is a managed environment. Everyone can create Power Apps, apps in Power Apps, for Power Flows and Power Automate. But when we have a developed environment that is unmanaged, we can build all the apps, the flows, and we have a test that is managed. This error, you have an issue, the issue return to the developed environment and go to the test environment. If it's okay, can deploy to production environment. Then we will here we can see the benefits that use management the lifecycle management, application management. We have three environments: development environment that is unmanaged, test environment that is managed environment, and production that is another managed environment. In the managed environment, remember, we can make changes to the apps or the flow. But in Power Platform, we don't only have Power Apps or flows or apps. We have different features that we can use. Then we have another feature in Power Platform that is here at the environment groups. The environment groups give us the control that we need when we have hundreds or thousands of environments. But remember, all environments have storage on the Power Platform on the database, and we must monitor all this storage. Okay. Then, what are the environment groups? The environment groups are like folders for the environment. We need environment group for a project, for a region, country, or team, or purpose. Okay, we can create an environment group. Why we will use it? Okay, we can apply centralized policies across multiple environments, like the IP firewall that we can set the IPs that can connect to our environment, and we don't need to set in each environment the same setting. We can set to the environment group, and it's inherent for the environment in the environment group. Then we can help to the administrators, always with the vision of an architect. We can reduce all the tasks all the time that we must set the different features or setting that we have on the different environments. And in the like I say, in the environment we have more than apps and flows. A really nice feature that I like is the plans and Power Platform, that building the application, the flow, the process, the user stories. But in database, we have tables, or we can have virtual tables. That is another very nice feature that we have in Power Platform. We can connect our data that is another data source, like virtual tables in database, or in the solutions that we have in database, or the agents in Copilot Studio. In Power Pages, we can build websites, or in the iBuilder, we have the AI Hub. But this is the all the things that we see on the Power Platform. But we have in the data, the choices, connections, custom connectors. In data management, we have data flows to connect for integration for our data, or actual synapse links. There's another features, or the data gateways here in Power Platform. We can connect all the data that is on premise through Power Platform data gateway, and we have all the data connected to the cloud. When this magic happens, all the users say, okay, that's really what we need. Okay, we can set the rotation policies, We can set a app catalog or component libraries. We can monitor our apps. We have different things in Power Platform that we can set as the elements or the features that we can use to build or develop our solutions with enhanced features. Here, we have in the solution, we have our environment. Here, we have different solutions. In this environment, like Kansas, we have different solutions here. And in this solution, we can include our apps or flows, but not only apps or flows. And another feature that we use all the time is the child flows. When we have solutions, we can include the flows in a solution. We can use these flows like child flows. What does that mean? Okay. If have a function or a flow that all the time or have a feature that we can share we can use in another flows, we can make it like a child flow and we can use it in different flows. We don't need to make all the things again and again. Here only you have the flow one time and you can include in your flows. Okay, here you see you can add agents, component collections, our apps, Canvas app or model driving app or pages, and the flows, the cloud flows, the automated instant schedule flows, the custom connectors, data flows, and then here you will see that all the things that we have in Power Platform, all the objects, we can include it in the solution. Here you can see that we have security roles and attribute masking rule, and all the things that we build for our solution, we can include in the solution. In the unmanaged environment and unmanaged solution, we can include all the things to our solution here, and we can deploy this solution to a managed environment. And then in that environment, we can update or modify the app or the flow or all the other things that we include here. Then this is my developed environment, and we can send this solution here. You will see you have different options. We can deploy through pipelines, or if you need source control for your solution, you can connect to your solution to Microsoft Azure DevOps. This is another thing that we say, okay, it's not only building apps or flows. It's Power Platform is more than that. Okay, it's like an Azure. Okay, I see Power Apps and Power Automate, and I made it. I'm an expert creating the apps, I'm an expert creating the flows, but you need control, you need governance. Is here what do you have? You can find the solutions. So really utility which you will use is in your toolbox. You will have the solutions like it's an important item in your toolbox. And here you see that you can connect with Azure DevOps, and you can deploy through the from development environments to manage environments. Okay, and here on testing or production. And here if you have the solution here, you can create the pilot here if you want, or is that you see all the time, but you don't have the role for manage the Power Platform admin center, you can enter here. But if you have the exact role that you need for this Power Platform administrator or Dynamics 365 admin. You will have here the environments, all the environments that we have on our tenant, and we have here the environment group. As you can see, I have an environment group named development. Here we have 3 environments in this environment group. And then you have, we see, I have a sandbox, developer, and production environment. And we can apply rules to these 3 environments in one center set of settings. Here, for example, we have different type of rules that we can set for our environment group. Here, IP firewall settings, and like in SharePoint or in Azure, we have the IP firewall, and we enable the IP firewall, and here we can enter the IPs that we want to connect, for example, or the public environment, and you can close the set of IP address and not the other users. You have your branches or your offices. You declare here your IPs, your public IP of all the branches, and only this IP can connect to that 3 environments. Okay, and we can set different policies here, backup retention, or the bad connectors policies here. For example, we have different connectors. We can say, okay, this set is the only allowed connectors, and we can block the rest of the connectors. Here you can add another connector for the list. From the list, you can set the connector that you want to use in that 3 environments. Always is the same. We have the environment group, and all the environments that are in that group, we will set for all the environments. We don't need to use each one by one of the environment. This is a really nice feature. Again, these are advanced features that if you don't have the role for enter to the Power Platform Center, you will say it. Okay, and here you have the option for the maker welcome content. This is the feature that you can set for the makers. Okay, like a preview. If you don't have the code, you will say set the form. Okay, here you can put the markdown code, and for all the makers, when they enter to the Power Apps, or we can start building the apps, they will have a welcome screen for that. Thank you. You can set it here on this policy, this rule. Okay, and here you will see that you can set different policies for 3 environments, 5 environments, 10 environments, one time. No, you don't need to make it one by one. And here you can see manage customizations, and you can say the database will block on manage customization in the environment, and you can enable that, and this will apply to the 3 environments, all the environment that you have on the environment group. Here you will see that the benefits of use environment groups when we are developing solutions in Power Apps is okay. We'll see. We say the manage solutions, manage environments, and now the environment groups are all the things that we can set for the environment groups. In the data we have for all the on-premise data gateway that we have, and we can connect the Oracle SQL Server or another database that can connect with through the data gateway. Here, you install the data gateway in a server on premise, and you can connect to the databases, and you can use it and Empower Apps and the apps in Power Apps, or in the flows in Power Automate. It's all the integration of the data that we have on our organizations through these kind of features. And we have data integration. We can create our file. Here we can connect to our project, and here we have the data integration to get all the data that we have data source and bring the data to Power Automate. Or the data export that we need that. Then here you see different features that we can use. Really nice features that we can use. We have a strong platform. Our platform is continue improving the features, and all the things that we have today. We have a need a business. The business needs something, or have the user have a requirement, and a few weeks we can have that kind of feature maybe. Then on the deployment we can create the pipeline for send the solutions from the development environment, from the managed environment to development environment, and from development environment to the production environment. And here we have different pipelines, and we can send our solution through different environments. Then here you will see that it's not only about Power Platform, it's only about apps in Power Apps, or apps or flows in Power Automate. And we have premium features. Maybe we will need the Power Automate Premium per user, or Power Apps Premium, or Power Apps per apps. But all the power we will have with these features, so these type of subscription, the premium subscriptions, are really interesting, and we can show the business value to our organization. Now you can, if you have some question, I really appreciate that question. Okay, here. Hey, hello, Ayaka. Okay, how long is the application lifecycle management usually set for? Okay, in Power Platform, sometimes I don't like the word easy or quickly, but the truth is that it's really the time is so short for setting this. But we need the plan first. Okay, we need to make the plan and say, okay, we need this environment, we need to develop the testing and the production environment. We need to set the policy for the environment, the rules for each environment, and the roles. In the development environment, you will have different makers, but in the testing, this maker are no user maybe. And in production, we set all the users that have the correct subscription, the correct plan for use the apps. Then maybe in 2 weeks we can have an environment running with the different features that we have. Again, budget is the most important thing here, because if we don't have budget, we can dream, but yeah, okay. When we are planning, we must be carefully with the time, because if we say that is really short time, the business will say, okay, you can meet it in a few hours or in 1 day or 2 days. We must be really very careful with that. Thank you, Ayaka. I'm really grateful with you. Yeah, if you have, I know that it's a short time, but if you have questions, we can share experience or best practice with you. Feel free to contact me through LinkedIn, or Ayaka have my contact, and you can send me the question that you have, and we can help you with all the things that you want me. Thank you, everyone.